Hi, I'm Jonas. This is Sublime Media, and today I'm going to give you somewhat of a I don't know if it's a weird video, maybe a weird video. I don't know. But I'm going to show you some of my private pressed records in my collection, mainly from the US. So I don't know if it is the start of a series, but I feel like these deserves to be bundled together with other private pressed records. So I'm going to do that, show you 5 private pressed records, and maybe next time I'll show another 5. We'll see how it goes. So what is a private pressed record? Well, I'm not an expert at all at this, but in my opinion, I think that it's records that was self-financed by an artist or a group back in the day without a major label's involvement, and recorded, pressed, put out. Maybe they sold on concerts, maybe they sold to friends and family and gave away, you know, that kind of deal. And there are iconic private pressed records out there that I think that most of you guys know about. I'll show some here, but they go for thousands of dollars, and there are still undiscovered records for you that out there that spans from maybe 5 or 10 euro and going upwards. So all of these that I'm going to show you in this series are original pressings from back in the day, 60s and the 70s, and mainly US private pressed records. But there are a bunch of really good reissue companies out there today that reissues these. They press them, you have booklets and stuff like that, you know. So go out, seek out reissues if you don't want to hunt for the original press. So how do you get knowledge of private pressed records? Well, internet, obviously. You can just private pressed US record, you know, you can go. Also comments here down below, because I hope that people share their knowledge down in the comments. But you can also write private pressed records, you know, put in private pressed records up in YouTube, and I think that you will get 1 million views, you know. Other than that, I love books, so I'm going to showcase some books. This is the Pecora books. There are 9 volumes, I think. A lot of private pressed records in this. Really good source of information. Another one that I just feel is a really enjoyable book is this Enjoy the Experience, like a coffee table book of sorts. Really nice. Spans from 58 to 92. But the Holy Bible obviously is the Acid Archives. So this is the Holy Bible of US private pressed records. It's written by Patrik Lundborg, and a lot of people are talking about this. This is the 2nd edition, which I feel is the one that you should own. And you can get this on Amazon. It's a print on demand kind of thing, not super expensive. And if you are a little bit interested in garage rock, psychedelic, you know, progressive music, this is a no-brainer. You must own this. Skip buying 2 records or something like that and get this instead. I guarantee that your hobby will elevate after you get this. You can just lose yourself in the pages of this book. Amazing. So how do I get private pressed records? Well, Discogs and stuff like that, you know, you seek them out and you say, oh, Discogs. But my pro tip today is go to Instagram. If you find a record that you're interested in, put that in Instagram in the search and see, because I guarantee that there are other collectors out there that have taken a photo of that record and written some stuff about it. Now, what you can do then is just go to that person, see what he has in his collection, and just lose yourself in those profiles. Now, what I always do is, when I see one that has a lot of records that I'm interested in, I always PM that guy, asking him if he has something to sell or trade. More than often, people want to trade, like private press against private press, stuff like that. But that is my opinion, in my tip today, because I feel that is a really neat way of keeping your collection fresh, you know, and also you get to talk to real, you know, people. and this community of private press collectors are super friendly, very nerdy. So that's actually my suggestion. Go to Instagram. So today I'm going to highlight 5 records. They are more or less rare, and let's jump right into it. Now, first, please subscribe and give the thumbs up. That's the easiest way to support this channel. If you want to support what I'm doing here, just subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and also comment. And this is the easy part, because all of you that watches this has more or less knowledge about private pressed records, or opinions at least. So just put that opinion down in the comments and let's have a discussion going. I love the comments. I answer every single comment. So do me that favor. Thank you. So I'm going to start by showing a dead stock copy, and I think that many of these that I'm going to show you today are dead stock copies. So dead stock copies are copies that is still sealed from back in the day. This is from 1973. It was still sealed when I got it, and dead stock is that someone, often a collector or something like that, finds an entire box of something, and he just finds himself with a bunch of rare, sought after, sealed copies of something. So many of these are dead stock copies, as is this. So 1973 US, obviously. This is So It Goes, split LP between 3 bands from, I think, Atlanta. It's recorded at least in Atlanta by M-Trek Music. And because it's 3 bands on this, music is all over, or the genres is all over the place, which brings a little bit more to the charm of this record, in my opinion. It spans from good old folk to straight up like psychedelic music with string arrangement. Very, very nice. Here's the back side of the cover, and look at that. Like, oh my god, that is a nasty, that is a really nice looking picture and cover. Probably famous, I don't know who did that. But also the front cover is really neat too. You can just lose yourself in the picture, can't you? So because of the sort of the production of this, very professionally recorded, it feels like that anyway, and I mean, it spans from pure charming amateur musicians to flat out really good professional musicians on this one. Yeah, I feel like it's extremely ambitious, like, and it brings definitely to the charm of this. So this is actually an Acid Archives entry, and Patrik Lundborg, the author himself, writes about this, and he writes very favorably. Yep, that's a word. Yep, favorably. About it, saying the stuff that I said, that it's very ambitious, and the string arrangements are nice, and he definitely, if you read between the lines, recommend it. And I have to say, he talks more favorably about this than most other entries in the Acid Archives. So I think that this is actually one that you should hunt for. Comes with a 4-page sheet or booklet or whatever with lyrics. And as I said, this was a dead stock copy, and it's not without problems. Because if a record has been sitting sealed since the 70s, well, you have no idea where it's been stored. You know, it could be in an attic with heat, and then it's warped to shit. I feel like, and also if it's in this plastic like shrink and, you know, sealed by a plastic wrap, plastics shrink over time. So during these 50 years or whatever, the plastic shrinks and, you know, bends the record. So more times than often you have warped records. Now, a little warp to me is no problem. When you have a warp where the stylus like jumps, that's a problem. So, but none of these that I'm going to show you have had any problems at all. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, So It Goes. I'd recommend it. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Oh yeah, and value-wise, I don't know, like maybe 70, 100 euros, something like that. So not super cheap, but definitely not expensive in my opinion. I mean, you can get a lot of records for 100 euro, but then again, this is, as I said, a dead stock copy of a 73 record recorded by 3 bands, and you can still get this for under 100 euro. I mean, yeah. Okay, so the next one. This is, I picked this because this is a good example when all private pressed records are not good. Like maybe they have a charm, maybe they have 1 or 2 tracks that are really good, something like that. But definitely not all tracks are always good, you know, per automatic, you know, just because it's a private pressed record from the US in the 70s doesn't mean that it is good. And this is definitely one of those records, and maybe you can watch the cover artwork and say that beforehand. But what this is called, the group that they had was called Greenwood. Remember the Promise, 1976, I think. And it sounds just as dull as the cover artwork. This is a folk record. It's actually a Christian folk record of these two main men here. Like beautiful harmonies, like pretty dull, run-of-the-mill sort of Christian tunes. There's a bass and a drum also. They play good, like there, but this is nothing that you write home about. Now this, on the contrary, is not as expensive as the other one. This is maybe a 10, 15, maximum like 20 euro record. I bought this sealed. I was the first one that dropped the needle on it, so that was kind of cool. And maybe this will grow on me later on. I don't know, like first listen, I wasn't really in the mood for this, like Christian folk, generic label, green. Remember the Promise, fill my cup. Early in the morning when Jacob was a child, and Lord of the Dance, and so forth. So yeah, I'll definitely revisit this later down the line, see if there's something that I enjoy. But first listen, not really my bag. Still, I put it in a collection for now. Let's see what the future brings. So let's go back to something that is super good. Like this is, what a record. I think that this may be a 50, 70, 80 euro record, something like that. And it's well worth the admission, believe me. Again, US private pressed record. This is Shadow Fox. And this is actually from 1983. But it has all the ingredients of being and sounding like a mid-70s southern rock kind of thing. If you're into Allman Brothers and those bigger bands, you know, this is going to be right up your alley, I guarantee it. And look at that. Look at this guy. Huh? So you have a pretty cool sort of like picture. It's ugly that it's beautiful. And then on the backside, you just cut out the main man here. No one of the that I could read at least did anything afterwards. And this is from Illinois, so it was recorded in Illinois. Roadie, musician, song, rocking party, walk away, meet her last night, I can't stay, come with me, play on. It's just like there's really no bad track on this. Like maybe two tracks are just like good. The rest of it is awesome, in my opinion. So yeah, and it again, this is on YouTube. You can check this out and sample it if you want. I would definitely check it out if I were you. And actually, again, ordinary like green label. Yeah, really cool. This is one of those records that when I play this, when I drop the needle on this one, I got like this. Like, I know why I'm collecting private pressed records. This is the reason. Like, shit, that's so cool. Okay, so the next one is one of those records that I actually have seen. That I was after. I think that it was on my want list for like 5 years or something like that before. Yeah, I've seen it on record shows up on the wall. So this is definitely on the collector's sort of radar. And it's a great record. So news, hot off the press, let's see here, I'm reading my notes here, 74. Great cover artwork in my opinion. It's so anonymous, like, and it doesn't really, but it pops. And the backside is pretty, it's like, this is how it sounds. A little bit like, this has definitely like tendencies of being a psych record from late 60s. It has that sort of psychedelic vibe to it, maybe more inspired by it than anything else, and definitely a West Coast kind of sound. But this was cut or recorded in Connecticut, so I'm not from the US, but I think that there is like a distance between like LA and San Francisco and Connecticut, but what do I know. So yeah, but it's definitely inspired by that sort of West Coast psych, late 60s psych. The second track, which is the first track, is called Loser, and that is such a banger, like instant classic. Like if you sample it, believe me, you will like it. And to be honest, like none of the other tracks comes up at the same grade as Loser. but in my opinion, like, the bar is set so high that the other ones are also really good. Not really a bad track on this either. And yeah, if you get this, I don't think that you will be disappointed. This is you know, a wall record, so it's a little bit more expensive. I bought this sealed also, dead stock copy. Amazing record. So news, hot off the press. Yeah, check it out. And the last one I'm going to show you today is definitely a sheet, because this isn't a private pressed record per se. The label Jerry Records have put out like 100 records, maybe, spanning from the 60s all the way up to the 80s. So this is one of them from Jerry. But everything with this, from recording, music, quality, and definitely the artwork, is so do-it-yourself. You know, it has this like garagey vibe to it, but I'll let you see for yourself. This is Peeping Tom, Petrified, and look at that cover artwork. Isn't that cool? Like, it's almost like a generic sort of font in a way, hand-drawn photo, and the backside is even better. Look at that backside. It's just beautiful. Like, fantastic. This is a one-off band. They didn't do anything else but this. So typical, like, private pressed stuff, you know, feels like that anyway. So I'm gonna group it with the others. And also, everything about this, music-wise, sounds like later 70s kind of vibe to it. But this was actually recorded in released in 1983. And I know some collectors out there has like labeled this as a heavy rock or even heavy metal. I've read even heavy metal record, but I disagree totally. I think that this is a sort of a standard rock, like 70s rock record to me. This could be like, it could be like Fleetwood Mac, Rumors, like that kind of style to it, like a little bit pop rock maybe, or power pop. And I show you the label of Jerry Records, so it looks like that. So yeah, again, I bought this sealed, so a dead stock copy. As you can see, a little bit of the cover here, and you can see it here also, is water damaged. So somewhere along the line of from 1983 to today, some moisture has gone into the cover. It hadn't affected the record, which is the most important in this case. I don't think you see it that well, so I'm happy with this copy. Now the music. There are I think one sample on YouTube that you can check out, and that is Walk to the Light, and it's my favorite track of the album. But there's also the last track on the B-side, Speak to Me Lover, is also an amazing song. So all of the tracks are good, but those two are standouts. And I've actually sampled this in my store when I have customers over, just to like show them what it is to listen to a fresh, you know, private pressed record from back in the day. And I shit you not, all jaws has dropped to the floor when I hit Walk Into the Light. Like, such a banger track. It's insane. Like, check it out, see for yourself, and comment if you agree. If you don't agree, don't comment. So yeah, and musicians, I couldn't find any information of anyone doing anything more in music after this. It's female vocals, which is fantastic in this case. The guitarist is so, like, he's dragging a little bit. It doesn't really come up to the standards of a professional sort of recording session. But the drummer, oh my god, the drummer, he is from another galaxy. Like, listen to that track that I recommended and see if you don't agree with me. I mean, I can't imagine him not going further into the music business. It's just insane. Man, what a drummer. It's, yeah, I hope you agree with me. So yeah, private press record. Let's say it's a private press record. Private press record, highly recommended. A little bit more expensive in this case. I think we are talking north of 200 euro maybe in this condition, like sealed. And yeah, I can't imagine there is many copies left sealed nowadays, and very seldom you see them on the secondhand market. So if you're interested in a real like vinyl copy, check it out. You can find it on Discogs. Other than that, yeah, I'm super happy that I have a copy of it. Peeping Tom, Petrified, amazing. So yeah, I think that's it. I hope you liked it. Please comment also if you think that this is something that you want me to continue doing. I have a bunch, like behind me here, I have a bunch of private press records in this caliber. So I would love to show you more in dedicated videos of private press records, not only like finds, you know. So let me know. Also, I want to say that there is a thread going on. It has been going on for like 2 years, called the Acid Archives Diaries. So you can put that in the search bar here. I've done like 1 or 2 videos about it, where people, great vinyl community members, have done specific videos about records from the book, showcasing it, talking about it, reading from the book about it. I definitely want to do more videos in that series, but I think that this is a way where I can just like shoot like five records pretty fast, and that isn't bound to be in the book, you know. So trying a little bit my own thing here, but definitely check that out. If you do, I think there is so much knowledge out there and information about these private press records, and you will be hooked on some amazing music. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Great day, everyone.